I tell you, I put a shot out of China, and I'm gonna about to name a name for myself right here. This is a nut at a gambit. What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us once again on the Dstar01 channel. I'm your host, Dexter Arafiles, and today we will be looking at a bootleg, a clone, a China clone, something that you get from AliExpress for $20 because you couldn't afford the real Mafex Gambit, which I did in the beginning, and we're going to compare it when we get to it. That's right, we are looking at a CT Toys Mafex Gambit. And if you're looking to pick this up, you can go down in the description down below and check out that link, because this is actually sponsored by CT Toys. They sent this to me and said, hey, can you review it? And I said, sure, no problem. So we're going to look at this today. We're going to compare it with the real Gambit, and we're going to see how he is in terms of a bootleg and if it's worth your time or money. So I haven't even opened this one yet. Let's go to the top cam here. I tell you what, I'm a Gambit mon ami, and I am going to open this right in here. And man, I have a really bad Gambit accent. But anyway, I'm going to open this up. I don't know what to expect. I'm going to be honest with you. I just have no time to just sit here and review toys anymore, which, by the way, the box is just totally not the box. We don't even get any markings or anything like that from Mafex. Basically, it says CT. You know this is a CT Toys Gambit just by looking at the box. So let's get this guy right open. No tape. Ooh, no tape. Look at that. That's easy. And let's look at mon ami right here. Ooh, let's go to the front cam. Let's see what we're looking at here. And this is our man, Remy Labo. And so far, I have to say, just from the first look, not bad at all. But this is what you're really here for. Is this guy to scale? Yes. Oh my God. It's the scale. What are the odds? It's the scale. I cannot believe this. So they did say it was going to be to scale. They put a lot of photos before they released this saying, yeah, we're trying our best to make it to scale, because that's the main problem when it comes to bootlegs, is that we can't scale them correctly. But so far, it looks like CT Toys has indeed made this to scale. It looks to me there are no issues. He's actually a pretty darn good-looking clone. Pretty darn close to the real thing, I'd have to say so myself. There is slight differences. I've actually noticed a little bit here. It looks like the CT Toys one is lacking a little bit of a matte finish on the face. If you look here on the real one, let's look at Mr. LeBeau right here. Really, really close. Actually, let's get a front light on here. Sorry about that. Let's look real close there. That matte finish is very nice, very professional looking. And then when you look here at the CT Toys one, it looks like they didn't even put that on there. That's not even an issue, because you could just, bam, get Mr. Hobby Super Clear. This is like $8 at www.dstartoys.com. Reliable source for awesome match figures and sprays like this. You thought I wasn't going to say that, huh? Yeah, you can get something like this, just given a nice matte finish on the head itself, and then you can get something very similar to the real deal. That's what I would do. So far, scale, paint and detail and everything like that, let's look again, looks to be damn good. Whew, I have to say so myself. Even the jacket. Like, look at the jacket here. Like, wow. I think the collar actually is the only thing I notice is the difference. Let's look here. So this is the real one. This is the fake. It looks like the stitching is a little bit longer on the collar. Not really even a big deal, to be 100% honest with you. There's more stitching on the back, too, on that jacket. Whereas the real one, you don't have that. Which, again, not a big deal. As long as the jacket can do this, that's all I really care about. If it's articulated, so we can get really cool poses, mon ami, and get something like this, like when he's throwing cards or something like that. That's really what we're looking for, and that's something that we get. So overall, look at the purple, look at the metallic blue, the face, everything like that. This is Mafex Gambit. I have to say so myself. If you were to swap this out and like try to, because this one's like going for like $200 right now, it would be really hard to tell. Which is the fact. I think the only way I could personally tell, yeah, the jacket stitching would be a dead giveaway that it's a fake. Oh, look at this. Yeah, see? Definitely there's a lot more stitching in the inner part as well. So the jacket is the big giveaway of a fake, and the lack of a matte finish on the face. And that's pretty much it. So if you're like, oh, is this the real deal? If you're going on like Reddit and stuff and like, hey, is this the real Gambit? And they put like the real box, but the figure could look a little bit fishy. That's how you can tell, and that's just say, hey, take a picture of the jacket and the face. Say, hey, is it matte finish face? Does it have the extra stitching? If it does, it's the fake. It's the CT Toys. So let's go into articulation and scale. Let's see how tall this guy is standing. Take out our trusty ruler, and he's standing at 6.25, 6.5 inches tall, maybe 6.25. And the real one, let's see, let's do a quick height check here. Also the same height. So, same scale. Wonderful, fantastic. Let's see how he stands with Marvel Legends. So here's my Cyclops with the bomber jacket. And I have to say these two work really, really well together. Here is Scarlet Spider. Works really well. Let's go Marvel figure arts. Here is Iron Man, MCU Iron Man. So, wow, very tall by comparison. And of course, he will be way taller than the new Daima Vegeta. So, wow, that's a big difference right there. So, articulation. Are things going to go wrong here? That's usually the case. Like we'll get like a clone and it'll look really, really good. And then things will go bad on articulation. Let's hope that's not the case here. So, toe does go up and down here. No issues there. A little bit clicky in the beginning. Looks like it was just packaged and just assembled and then packaged. But yeah, we got that nice and not too loose, not too tight. Up and down here at the ankle, left and right. And of course we have a bend, double jointed knee right there, ball joint right here at the crotch. Let's get a kick right here. Side kick right there, and the leg came off, no big deal. Can we pop that back on? Yes, we can. So, looks like we can't get like a full-on, let me see if I can even do that with the real one. So yeah, we can. So that is a front kick right there, and I think the reason why we can't do that is because maybe it's just, this plastic's a touch harder, the diaper. Yeah, so this one's softer, much softer. This one's a lot harder, so the material could be a little bit different. And that's why we can't fully push that, because this isn't as soft. But I think that's fine. I would not discount this figure at all and not get it if you really want a Mafex Gambit. So let's look at the ab crunch. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Nice rotation right there. 2 at the midsection. Of course, we have that butterfly joint. And we have bend at the, elbow. His head came off. It pops right back in. And let's take out the jacket. Let's do that right now so we can see his arm articulation. So I pulled off the jacket by removing one of the arms. And let's put this here. Pretty easy to assemble. Most standard Mafex assembly. And there he is without his jacket. This is how he looks like from behind. Butterfly joints, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, ball and peg here at the wrist, 2 at the neck, looking to be well above 20 points of articulation. Let's get a superhero landing pose going here. And look at this. Should be able to, mon ami. And yeah, I'd have to say this works pretty well. Wow. Very nice. Side kick, sure you can test. There it is. Or let's do just a quick kinetic card pose right here. Just him throwing some cards. And let's do a breakdance pose. Sure, why not? See if you can hold it. Pretty sure you can. With 0 issue. Ooh. It seems like my arm... My right arm, this one, is a little bit loose. Like I can't seem to get it to stay. There we go. Alright, no problem. Let's go to the top can. Let's look at accessories here. We get the extra head, the grinning face, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 extra hands. What's most important, not the stand, pretty standard stuff right here, is this, the effects and his bow staff. This is very important. You cannot have a Gambit without him throwing cards. And this looks absolutely fantastic. Ooh. I gotta check something real quick. I don't have the effects with me right now. They are locked up in storage. Let me see if the cards actually have, like, stuff on them. Now, to my surprise, the real one doesn't have playing card symbols on them. I thought they did, but anyway. So this is the effects piece right here. This one's the more rough. This is the more smooth. And of course we have like these effects right here. This one right here. And this one right here. This one's for the staff, I believe. This one's I forgot what that one's for, but we're gonna attempt to put them together. And then here's his bow staff. Right here. A little bit bent. When I got mine was perfectly straight, but as you can see here, this the clone is a little bit bent because it was also pretty smashed when I got it. Whenever they ship these from AliExpress, I've noticed that they never put them in a box. They always put them in like soft packaging to get away with shipping. So yeah, a little bit of hot water or maybe a hairdryer will get this thing nice and heated up, and then you can shape it to be as straight as possible. Then I would stick it in the fridge to cool it off real quick. So let's get this staff here. And I'm going to outfit the hands. These seem really tight. Okay, I've come across the first problem with this figure. My wrist joint's really loose. Like, whoa. This one, on the other hand, is not as bad, but this one, yeah. This might actually need solid joints. Maybe I'll make some. Maybe I won't. Let me know down in the comments down below. If I should, if I get enough requests, I might do it. So, yeah, look at this. The real one. Super tight. Let me see if I can actually switch out the hands. And let me tell you, yes! Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool. So, let's say you don't want to buy joints and you want something a little bit more official than getting joints that I made and 3D printed. I would say the clone would be a fantastic choice in terms of just swapping parts. So I would, if you have the real one, get this one as a parts type deal. If you pose this guy a lot or play with him a lot, then I would get this one as a like parts figure, is what I like to call them. So, pretty cool. The bow staff was a little bit tough to put into the hand, so I'm going to show you here. So this is the real one. Yeah, as you can see, this is not going to fit in there. Ooh, that's kind of rough. Yeah, this is a... Uh-oh. Okay, all right. Nothing a little tool won't help, won't solve. Okay, I had to spread that out just a touch. That is a really tight fit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this was really tight. Okay, there you have it. So we have him with his bow staff. Pretty cool looking. And let's put this on here. Okay, so that fits, no problem. So you can have like a twirly effect. Pretty cool. Let's get some cards on here. All right, so I've already come across another issue. So the acrylic part that goes into the hand of the right hand of my Gambit seemed to have snapped off. I didn't require that much pressure at all. Ooh, that kind of sucks, but it's nothing super glue can't handle. And also the fact that this joint is really loose didn't help at all, because this is kind of a heavy, the card throwing part is kind of heavy. So we're going to try it with another hand. You get two, so obviously, one right, one left. And that required basically no pressure at all, and it just snapped. That's kind of unfortunate. So a little disclaimer there, if you do buy this, have your super glue ready to repair. Okay, so here we go. So something like this of him throwing. Now, because the joints are kind of loose and not perfectly to spec, we cannot get this to stay in place. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon, but you can get something really cool like that. That looks dope. As long as it works. As long as it fits, I guess. Let's get the other hands on here. So I think my main issue with this figure would have to be that his wrist joints, I mean his hands is very important. His wrist joints are very important, and therefore having loose ones, not very good. Not good. You have to have tighter joints. Yeah, I would probably use, if you don't want to wait for me to make something, I would definitely just use water and super glue, put a touch in the middle right there, and then dunk it in water right away and move it around. So there you have it. That's him just holding a card right there, or something like this. Listen, no, that's not the right hand. I think we need something like, no, like this. Yeah, something like with this. See, I think my major issue here is super loose wrist joints. That's my problem. And there we have it. That's him with the card. And last but not least, let's do a quick head swap. That didn't seem to be much of an issue. Snaps right in. And that's him. Pretty cool looking face. Alright, let's come to the conclusion of the CT Toys Mafex Gambit. Would I get this thing for $20 to $25 if you were looking for a Mafex Gambit? Yes, absolutely. This is easily one of the best clones I've seen so far. He's to scale. He looks good. Paint apps are good. No issues. There's a little bit of issue with, I guess the jacket looks different, but at the same time, who would really notice as long as it has the wires in the jacket and it does pose really well. Biggest problem. This happens with all clones. Joints. They're not tight, or they're too tight, or they break real easy. In this case, we're looking at super loose wrist joints. Can't really hold heavy items like the cards. This is super important, especially for a Gambit action figure. You need him to hold cards. Is it easy to solve? Yes. My solution would be put some super glue in the wrist, dunk it in water, move it around until it's nice and tight. It's a temporary fix. It doesn't fix it right away. The only true way to fix it is to 3D print or design your own joints or find some sort of replacement. Solid joints would be a good one for this guy. I think I would make solid joints if I get enough requests for them, just because I think that would just hold this. You need something nice and solid to hold something like this. The real one has really nice QC, holds my cards really well. I didn't have issues when I reviewed my Gambit, so that is the biggest issue with this figure. Besides that, I have to say 100% worth the price. I highly recommend this one. This is like one of the best clones I think I've come across so far. And CT Toys, keep it up, man. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know when I post new videos. And don't forget to visit www.dstar01 for awesome action figures and parts. I might make something for this guy to solve his issues. Definitely going to be playing with this one a lot more than this guy, kind of, because he's worth so much. I kind of just kept them on the shelf and didn't really play with them. I play with all my other ones, but that one, I'm just like, nope, he's worth $250. Not going to touch him because if he breaks, that's the end of that. I don't really want to make parts from him, but now that this guy exists, yeah, definitely going to be posing him a lot more. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.